Hello everyone, welcome back to the channel. Today is a wild day, and honestly, I am still trying to catch my breath after what we just watched unfold on our screens. Grab a coffee or something stronger because we need to talk. And we really need to talk about what just happened. I am typing this so fast my fingers actually hurt, honestly. You guys know I have been covering this show for a long time, and I thought I had seen it all. I thought I knew every trick the writers had up their sleeves, but this is insane. This is one of the most jaw-dropping, mind-bending, absolute chaotic moments in the history of this daytime drama. So let's rewind a bit to set the stage. A few episodes ago, we saw Electra permanently dump Will Spencer. We all watched Will punch Eric Forrester in the face at the bikini bar, which was a wild choice, and Electra was just done. She moved out of the beach house, she threw her necklace at him, and who was right there waiting to pick up the pieces? RJ Forrester. RJ swooped in like he was the ultimate hero of the story? But let's be real, RJ has been manipulating this whole thing from the very start. He ducked that punch so Eric would get hit. He wanted Will to look like an unhinged monster in front of Electra. And it worked. It completely worked. Electra fell right into his arms. And I was sitting here staring at my screen thinking, okay, they are going to be the new IT couple. The writers are pushing them really hard. They shared that passionate kiss. They were getting closer, and it seemed like RJ had finally won the girl. And then Brooke goes on this wellness retreat. We all thought she just needed a break from the corporate war. The whole Logan versus Forrester fashion war has been so messy lately. Brooke disowned her own sister Katie. She smashed a monitor at Logan Creations. She evicted Hope and Liam from the cabin. She was spiraling out of control, so a wellness retreat made total sense. We thought she was just off-screen doing yoga or meditating or whatever rich people do to calm down. We thought she was out of the picture for a minute. But no, oh no, she was coming back, and the timing. The timing was just classic soap opera perfection. Let's get into the scene at the Forrester mansion because I need to break this down frame by frame. It was evening. The lights were low. The mansion was quiet, which never happens, but of course it was quiet tonight. RJ and Electra were completely alone in the living room. They were getting close, really, really close. You could feel the tension building up through the screen. They had shared kisses before, but this was different. This was heavy. This was them about to take it all the way. They were leaning in, the music was swelling, the romantic soap opera lighting was doing its thing. They were going to cross that line. And honestly, I was kind of cringing because RJ has been so smug and manipulative lately, but I was ready for the drama of it all. I thought we were just getting a standard steamy romance scene. So they are on the couch. They are getting intimate. RJ is whispering to her, Electra is looking at him with those big eyes, and they are literally seconds away from making a massive commitment to each other physically. The passion is there. The build-up is there. And then bam, the heavy wooden doors of the Forrester mansion fly open, and it is Brooke. Brooke Logan Forrester is standing there, back from her wellness retreat, looking absolutely horrified. Her hair is a mess. Her eyes are wide. She is panting like she just ran a marathon in heels. She looks like she just saw a ghost or a murder or both. And she screams. She doesn't just say it. She doesn't gasp it. She screams it at the absolute top of her lungs. Stop. Electra is my daughter. Just like that. Stop. Electra is my daughter. I literally dropped my coffee mug. I dropped it on my desk. I am looking at the screen and my jaw is completely on the floor. I had to rewind it 3 times just to make sure I heard her right. There was this dead silence in the room. You could hear a pin drop. The romantic music just completely stopped. The breathing stopped. Everything just froze in time. RJ froze, Electra froze. And the camera just panned to their faces, one by one, holding on their expressions. Ray J's face. Oh my God. You guys, RJ's face. He looked like he was going to be physically sick. Because let's think about this. Let's really, truly think about the implications of this for a second. RJ was about to sleep with Electra. If Electra is Brooke's daughter and RJ is Brooke's son, they are half-siblings. At least, they are brother and sister. RJ almost slept with his own sister. It is sickening. It is actually sickening when you realize how dangerously close they were to making an irreversible mistake. An absolute, unforgivable, irreversible mistake that would have ruined both of their lives forever. RJ was shaking. You could see the sheer horror washing over him. The disgust, the absolute shock. His hands were literally trembling as he backed away from her, stumbling over the rug. He looked at Electra like she was a stranger, and then he looked at his mother with this expression of pure, unadulterated trauma. And Electra, poor Electra, she looked so confused. She looked like her entire world had just shattered into a million tiny pieces right in front of her, because it did. Her whole identity is a complete lie. She thought she was a Forrester by blood through another line. We all thought she was Eric's granddaughter from a different branch, but if Brooke is her mother, who is her father? That is the million-dollar question right now. Who is the father? If Brooke is the mom and she kept this a massive secret for all these years, why, Brooke Logan has kept secrets before. We know she has a long, messy history of hiding things to protect her image or her family. But abandoning a whole child, leaving her own flesh and blood daughter out in the world, that doesn't sound like the Brooke who fights tooth and nail for Hope and RJ. That doesn't sound like the fiercely protective mother bear we have watched for decades. Maybe I am being too harsh. Maybe Brooke didn't abandon her willingly. Maybe someone stole the baby. Maybe Stephanie Forrester orchestrated something years ago to get rid of another Logan baby. Oh man, the fans on social media are already going wild with theories. My timeline is exploding right now. People are typing in all caps, demanding answers. The writers just dropped a nuclear bomb on the entire canvas. But let's go back to the paternity mystery, because my brain is spinning. If Electra was known as a Forrester, does that mean Ridge is the father? If Ridge is the father, then Electra and RJ are full siblings, full brother and sister. That makes the near hookup even worse, if that is even mathematically possible. Or what if Eric is the father? Brooke and Eric have a history. They were married. If Eric is the dad, then Electra is RJ's half-sister and also his aunt. Wait, no, that family tree is too messy even for me to draw right now without a whiteboard and a lot of string. And what about Will Spencer? Will is going to absolutely lose his mind when he hears this news. He was so devastated when Electra dumped him, he spiraled into a drunken depression. He slept with Melissa Dillon in a moment of pure weakness. And now he is going to find out that the girl he loved, the girl who dumped him because he was a Spencer and she was a Forrester, is actually a Logan. The irony is just off the charts. Will is going to realize that all the corporate warfare and family loyalty stuff was a complete joke. This changes everything. The entire power dynamic of the show just flipped upside down. Brooke has been acting so high and mighty lately. She disowned Katie for starting a rival company. She judged Hope for defecting to Logan Creations. She acted like she was the ultimate moral compass of the family, looking down on everyone else's mistakes. And all this time, she had a secret daughter that she abandoned. The hypocrisy is staggering. Katie and Hope are going to have an absolute field day with this information. Electra is now a massive thorn in the Forrester family's side. Think about Steffy. Steffy already hates the Logans with a burning passion. Steffy has been fighting a ruthless corporate war against Hope and Katie. Now she has to deal with another Logan spawn living right in the Forrester mansion. Steffy is going to absolutely lose it. She is going to demand that Electra be thrown out onto the street. She will view Electra as an infiltrator, a spy, a living, breathing reminder of Brooke's deception. But Ridge, how is Ridge going to react to this bombshell? If he is the father, he is going to be furious that Brooke hid his child from him for decades. He missed her entire childhood. If he is not the father, he is going to be furious that Brooke lied to him and brought another man's child into his home under false pretenses. Either way, the bridge marriage is in serious trouble. We might be looking at another divorce. I mean, how many times have they been married now? 9 times. Here comes divorce number 9, folks. Pack your bags. I just cannot get over RJ's reaction in that room. The trauma of almost sleeping with your sister. That is going to mess him up for a very long time. The writers really went there. They actually went there. I remember when they teased stuff like this in the past with other characters, like when Ridge and Bridget thought they were related, but they always backed out at the last second or made it a misunderstanding. This time, they took it right to the absolute edge of the cliff and dangled us over it. And you know what? This secret destroys their love completely. There is no coming back from this for RJ and Electra. Their romance is dead, buried, done. You cannot unhear Electra is my daughter. Every single time RJ looks at her now, he is going to see his mother's face. He is going to know they share blood. The psychological damage is permanent. All that build-up, all that manipulation RJ did to steal her from Will, all of it was for nothing. It blew up in his face in the most spectacular, horrifying way possible. So what does Electra do now? Where does she go? Does she run back to Will? Will already slept with Melissa Dillon, so that bridge might be burned to ashes. Does she team up with Hope and Katie at Logan Creations? Imagine Electra joining the Logan side of the fashion war. That would be the ultimate revenge against the Forresters, who are definitely going to reject her now. She could become the new face of Logan, standing right beside Hope, sticking it to Steffy and Ridge. Honestly, I am exhausted. This show takes so much out of me emotionally. But I cannot look away. I just can't. The drama is too good. It is too messy. We have so many unanswered questions floating around. Why did Brooke hide her? Who is the father? How will the rest of the family find out? Will Brooke try to explain herself, or will she just cry and beg for forgiveness like she always does? I need tomorrow's episode right now. I cannot wait 24 hours for this continuation. And what about Donna and Eric? Eric just kicked Donna out of the executive office for keeping Katie's secret. How is Eric going to react when he finds out his beloved Brooke kept a secret 1,000,000 times worse? The double standards in this family are going to be put under a microscope. You guys, let me know in the comments what you think. Who do you think the father is? Are you as grossed out for RJ as I am? Do you think Brooke is going to lose Ridge over this? I will be here, refreshing my feeds, waiting for any spoilers I can get my hands on. This is soap opera history in the making. The fallout from this single scream in the Forrester mansion is going to carry us through the rest of the year. I keep replaying the scene in my head. The way Brooke burst through those doors, the sheer panic in her voice. She didn't care about the corporate war in that moment. She didn't care about Katie or Hope or Logan Creations. She only cared about stopping a tragedy. But in stopping one tragedy, she created a dozen new ones. Electra's life is ruined. RJ's innocence is gone. Ridge's trust is broken. Maybe Brooke thought she was taking this secret to the grave. Maybe she thought Electra would just date Will Spencer and eventually fade into the background of the family. But RJ had to go and meddle. RJ had to play the hero and steal his brother's girl. And in doing so, he dug up the biggest, darkest skeleton in his mother's closet. It is almost poetic justice for RJ's manipulative behavior, but it is a cruel, cruel punishment. I need to go lie down. My brain is fried. Let's reconvene tomorrow when the dust settles, if it ever does. Keep watching, keep talking, and let's see how the Foresters and the Logans survive this absolute earthquake of a storyline.